My bestie and I are two complete nobodies in Hollywood. People online are always flaming us for playing dumb and acting cute. We feel so wronged. If we were actually smart, why would we be in this business? Our agency, seeing that we're useless at everything, packaged us together and threw us on a reality show to be foils for an A-list starlet. On the show, the starlet, Stella, says she's the second daughter of the powerful Wilson family from J City. My bestie, Josie, is shocked. What? My dad has a love child he never told me about. Then Stella says her boyfriend is Leo, a top-tier heir from one of the most powerful families in the country. I just stare blankly. Oh, so my boyfriend has another girlfriend. My heartbroken bestie finds me. I want to run away from home. I quickly agree, I'll go with you. I want to call off my engagement anyway. We skipped town that very night. That night, Nick, the richest man in J City, lost his mind. Where the hell did my sister go? The top-tier heir, Leo, also lost it. Where the hell did my fiancé go? Early Monday morning, a video went viral. Leo and the popular starlet Stella song, walking shoulder to shoulder into the Bulgari hotel. The paparazzi went into a frenzy. Given that Leo was famously private and unreachable, they all swarmed Stella. Ms. Song, are wedding bells in the near future for you and Leo? In the video, Stella smiled sweetly. Life is a collection of moments. Instead of overthinking the future, it's better to focus on whether the connection you have right now is a true meeting of souls. Her words were a clear confirmation of her relationship with Leo. Instantly, their shippers went wild. All sorts of photos of Stella and Leo at the same auctions and charity dinners spread like wildfire across their shipping forums. In the photos, Leo looked refined and cool, devastatingly handsome. Stella was all charming smiles, beautiful and poised. The fans were obsessed. I can't believe Stella's boyfriend is Leo. A super rich CEO and a famous actress? This is like a novel coming to life. In the Cloud Mountain estate on the outskirts of the city, I stared at my phone, feeling a little sad. I was sad for two reasons. First, Stella's comments sounded so profound. I felt like I could never say something that intelligent in my entire life. Second, Leo is my fiancé. Leo and I got engaged 5 years ago. It was just a business arrangement, but Leo was very responsible. In front of both our families, he promised he would treat me well for the rest of his life, cherish me, love me, and give me all the money he earned. I got mad. I told him I was an independent woman of the 21st century. I didn't need him to support me, I wanted to make my own money. Leo paused for a moment, then said he never meant to discourage my career. I shot back, are you just going to support me with words? He got the hint. That night, he had his secretary transfer a huge sum of seed money to my account. 3 years later, I had lost it all on one failed venture after another. I was miserable, feeling like a complete waste of space. I started crying and binge eating at home. The butler told Leo, who immediately postponed a board meeting and rushed over to see me. He watched me, sobbing while stuffing my face with cheesy rice cakes and spicy noodles, and fell into deep thought. It's strange, watching you is both heartbreaking and makes me really hungry. Leo told me to keep eating and set up a phone in front of me. My eating binge was live-streamed. I went viral. Fame was immediately followed by hate. A lot of people accused me of faking it, saying there was no way I could eat that much and stay so slim. They just don't get it. Scientific studies show that using your brain consumes energy. It takes more effort for me to think than it does for other people, so I need to burn more calories. Everything I eat gets used up, so of course I don't get fat. After making some money from the eating streams, a talent scout discovered me and invited me to join the entertainment industry. I was thrilled. I'd heard that everyone in showbiz makes millions a day. I figured I could pay Leo back in no time. I later found out I'd been scammed. I wasn't making anywhere near that much. The scout also realized he'd been scammed. He thought that since I was pretty and a convincing fake eater, I'd be a great actress. Turns out, I can't act at all. After discovering I was useless at everything, the agency decided to put me on a reality show to be a foil for Stella's song, the star they were currently promoting. My agent asked me if I knew what a foil or a control group was. I quickly replied, I do. We learned about it in high school biology. My agent went silent. I asked him what I needed to do on the show. He said, just be yourself. It was only now that I realized Stella wasn't just the person I was supposed to make look good. She was also my fiancé's girlfriend. On my phone, the shippers were making all sorts of fan edits of Leo and Stella, collages, drawings, one perfectly matched picture after another scrolling across the screen. Looking at them made me a little sad. But I got over it pretty quickly. I had to admit, they did look kind of cute together. In one drawing, Leo had little puppy ears, making him look both adorable and sexy. He'd never worn puppy ears for me. So, I messaged the artist, hey, do you have the original? I'd love to save it. The artist invited me into the shippers group chat. I started shipping them right along with everyone else. By the time Leo got home, I had already become a moderator of his and Stella's shipping forum. Hearing him come in, I quickly shut my phone. What are you doing? He asked. Studying, I said. He stared at me. I forced myself to say it, I swear I wasn't shipping you and Stella. Leo's face darkened. He went upstairs by himself, shut the door, and ignored me. I knew it. He doesn't like me. See? He barely even talks to me. Feeling the loneliness of being unloved, I packed my bags and headed to the reality show set. At the main gate, I heard a voice call my name, Annie. I turned around and saw a familiar face. Josie. Josie is my best friend. In the entire world of rich families, she's the only one as dumb as me. Nobody else wanted to hang out with us, so we just hung out with each other. The more we hung out, the dumber we got. It was a vicious cycle. Now, Josie grabbed my hand. What are you doing here? I'm here to be Stella's foil, I said. What about you? She beamed. Me too. I cried. I cried again. I grabbed Josie's arm. See? I told you there was a job out there where we could both shine. Josie's eyes turned red too. You're right. Every dummy has their spring. We stood there for a moment, holding hands and looking at each other with tears in our eyes. Josie said, let's go. Time to shine. I said, let's go. Time to contribute to society. We walked hand in hand onto the set. Josie and I were too excited. So when Stella came up to greet us, we didn't even notice. The live comments immediately blew up. Wow, they're already forming cliques and icing out our girl Stella. Their fanbases combined and multiplied by 10 wouldn't even touch Stella's. How dare they? Ugh, the D-listers always stick together. Can't stand them. I said to Stella, sorry, I didn't hear you. Stella gave a gentle smile. It's okay. I know you might have some issues with me, Annie, but I'm sure this show will help us become friends. I found that a little strange. When I first joined the agency, Stella would ignore me whenever I said hi. Now she wanted to be friends. In the comments, her fans were praising her. Stella is so classy. Look at how well she's treating her boyfriend's psycho fan. Wait. This Annie girl is a psycho fan of Leo's? For those who don't know, this Annie is a notorious Stalker fan. Ew, gross. Stalker fans can get into the industry now? Can someone kick her out already? It turned out that after the news of me being on the show broke, Stella's fans had dug through my social media history. They found a photo I posted 6 months ago. Such a beautiful day. The picture was of a blue sky, white clouds, and a big green tree. They discovered that this tree was the ancient, 1,000-year-old tree at the entrance of the Cloud Mountain Estate. Everyone knows the Cloud Mountain Estate is the private property of the Smith family. So, everyone concluded that I was a Stalker fan who camped outside the Smith's house, invading Leo's privacy. Shameless. Josie was furious. She gave me a look that said she was about to tear into them for me. She started gathering her thoughts. By the time Josie had figured out what to say, the show had already moved on to the third segment. Josie finally blurted out, "Annie is not a Stalker fan, she's..." No one heard her. Because everyone let out a collective gasp, Stella's brother is Nick. Josie was dumbfounded. This segment was Call Your Closest Loved One. The production team had already collected contact information from each guest and would be dialing the numbers for them. When it was Stella's turn, she had written, "Brother, Nick." In an instant, everyone went wild. The comments flew by. Her boyfriend is a top-tier heir, and her brother is the richest man in J City. What kind of dream life is this? Can I please experience Stella's life? Just for one day. Forget a day, I'd take half an hour. Meanwhile, the host was probing. "So, Stella, you have a brother?" Stella nodded shyly. "Yes, I do." The host continued, "We've never heard you mention him before." Stella adopted a serious tone. "I want people to recognize me for my talent, not for gossip. Besides, my brother took my father's last name, and I took my mother's, so people never made the connection." She looked down, adding bashfully, "But he's super protective of me. He even gets jealous that I have a boyfriend." The comments scrolled. "Wow, I know it's wrong, but I kinda ship the siblings for a sec. That's Nick we're talking about. I wouldn't even dare to dream of having a brother that hot." Josie, sitting across from Stella, stared at her in complete disbelief. The comments started attacking Josie. Look at the expression on that Josie girl's face. Huh, she was just ganging up on Stella with Annie. Now she's scared. Probably just jealous. Too bad you weren't born into a better family. Don't even say that. A bully like her doesn't deserve to be Nick's sister. While the comments were bashing Josie, the call to Stella's brother was made. 60 seconds passed. No one picked up. Stella looked down, disappointed. "Looks like my brother is busy." The host comforted her, "It's okay, let's try dialing one more time." The call was made again. This time, someone answered. A man's voice, eagerly awaited by all, came through the speaker, "Hello." Stella immediately cooed, "Brother." The voice paused. "Hello, this is Luke, Mr. Wilson's assistant. You can leave a message." Stella froze for a second, then quickly recovered. "Oh, Luke, is my brother in a meeting?" "Yes, he is," Luke replied. "Okay, it's nothing important. Just wanted to tell him I miss him," Stella said. The call ended. Everyone was a little disappointed they didn't get to hear Nick himself. But the comments were understanding. Can't be helped. Mr. Wilson is a busy man. Stella's little whine was so cute, huh? When Mr. Wilson finishes his meeting and finds out his sister misses him, he's going to be so thrilled. The host chatted with Stella for a while longer before finally turning to the next guest. Josie. Who is Josie calling? Let's take a look. Before he could finish, Josie's contact appeared on the big screen. Nick. Silence. Then, the comments erupted in laughter. LMAO, this nobody wants to ride Mr. Wilson's coattails, but she didn't realize his actual sister is sitting right next to her. Go on, call him. Let's see what you have to say to Mr. Wilson. She definitely knows he's in a meeting and won't pick up, so she's trying to pull a stunt. Ugh, people in this industry will do anything to get famous. Look at her face, she looks so embarrassed. Calling a man brother right in front of his sister and claiming he's her closest loved one. God, I'm cringing for her. Stella looked at Josie, her face a mask of surprise. Oh, Josie, you know Nick? I had no idea. What's your relationship with him? Josie whispered, he's my brother. The moment she said it, people on set started to laugh. Stella was practically doubled over. She covered her mouth and said, "Girls these days, always so quick to call any guy brother." On the live stream, her fans joined in the mockery. "I didn't see that coming. This Josie girl is a real two-faced snake. I can relate, and it's making me mad. There's this snake at my husband's office who does the same thing, always calling him bro this and bro that. It's so disgusting." The host tried to de-escalate the situation. "So, Josie wants to call Mr. Wilson too, but since we know he's in a meeting, maybe we should just skip it." The viewers, however, were determined to see Josie embarrass herself and egged her on. "Call him. You already wrote it down, why not call? You didn't think about the backlash when you decided to clout chase, did you? Now you have to face the music." Josie insisted, "I'm calling." Nick had 2 phones. Josie dialed his other number. The phone rang for a long time, but no one answered. Undeterred, Josie tried again. This time, the call was immediately rejected. The comments were merciless. LMAO, he hung up on her directly. Mr. Wilson won't even give her the time of day. He didn't even let his assistant deal with her. Mr. Wilson's assistant only deals with important people. You think he has to talk to every D-lister who comes knocking? Stella walked over and gently comforted Josie. "Josie, I know it's hard in this industry, but we have to stay true to ourselves. At the end of the day, you should let your work and your acting do the talking, not go around trying to climb the social ladder like this." Josie turned and walked away. The comments section was furious. WTF, Stella was being so nice and trying to help her, and she just gives her the cold shoulder. She is so annoying. Can she and her bestie just get lost already? Seriously, one is chasing after Mr. Wilson, the other is a psycho fan of Leo's. They're both just leeching off our girl Stella. Amidst the flood of hate, I glared at Stella. You've got no acting chops or hit projects to your name either, yet here you are, running your mouth. Seriously, Stella's entire resume was just a bunch of reality shows. In terms of acting, she was no better than me or Josie. A flash of anger crossed Stella's face, but she quickly covered it with a gracious smile. "Annie, I understand you're upset with me because of Leo. But I still believe that girls shouldn't focus so much of their energy on men. Catfighting is so outdated. Our careers should be our main focus." The comments attacking me were now so dense you couldn't even read the screen. This Annie girl has such a potty mouth. I think I hate her even more than Josie. Huh, the man she's obsessed with is with our Stella. Of course she's going to lash out. This jealous girl only knows how to fight over men. Just wait until Nick and Leo put you and your bestie in your place. I ignored the comments and turned to chase after Josie. The comments sneered. "Oh look, the besties are sticking together again. I don't care. We will." I followed Josie into the dressing room. Less than 3 seconds after Josie sat down, Nick's call came through. Josie declined it. Nick called again. Josie declined it again. I advised her, you should at least give him a chance to explain. Josie thought that made sense. So when Nick called a 3rd time, Josie answered. "Hello," Nick said. Josie was silent. Nick paused. The man who supposedly ruled J City with an iron fist began to speak meekly. "Are you mad? I didn't mean to ignore your call. I was on a call with the US branch. I called you back the second I was done." Josie took a deep breath. "Nick, are you hiding something really important from me?" The other end went silent. In the long quiet, both my heart and Josie's clenched. Finally, Nick said in a heavy voice, "You know?" Josie trembled. I trembled along with her. Until this moment, Josie had lived in a happy, perfect family. We never imagined her father would actually have a secret love child. Josie fought back tears, forcing a calm tone. "How many people know?" Nick didn't answer. "Does Mom know?" Josie asked. Nick replied in a low voice, "She knows." Josie let out a bitter laugh. "So all of you knew? You were all keeping it from me?" "Josie, it's not that we wanted to hide it from you, it's just..." Josie hung up and blocked Nick's number. She burst into tears. "Everyone knew but me." I quickly hugged her. "I didn't know either." She hugged me back, sobbing. "I'm glad I still have you. You're all I have. Even Mom hid it from me. She loves Dad so much, how could she accept it?" We held each other and cried. Unable to reach Josie, Nick sent me a message on WhatsApp. "Did Leo tell you?" My heart went cold. My fingers trembled as I typed back, "So Leo knew too?" Nick was silent for a moment before replying, "Yes." "Don't blame him. I told him not to tell you. I was afraid you'd let it slip to Josie." I was furious. I immediately blocked Leo too. I hated him. He could bully me after all, I owed him money. But he couldn't bully my best friend. After blocking both Nick and Leo, Josie and I were miserable together for a while. "I want to run away from home," she said. "I feel like I never really knew my parents, or Nick. I don't want to face them." "Okay," I said. "I'll go with you. I want to call off my engagement anyway. Leo and I were supposed to get married next month." But clearly, the person he truly loved was Stella. He knew all along about Stella being an illegitimate child and had conspired with Nick to deceive Josie and me. The internet was right. Men are all trash. With our minds made up, we started preparing our escape. Josie said, "Since we're leaving, I'm going to record a farewell video for Nick." She picked up her phone and started recording. But before Josie could even say a word, the dressing room door was suddenly pushed open. It was Stella. There were no cameras around, and Stella's entire demeanor had changed. She looked at Josie with a smirk. "I knew it. The agency set you two up as my foils, but of course, you wouldn't just play along nicely. You must be crazy, trying a stunt like riding Nick's coattails. Not bad for a rookie. You already understand that even bad press is still press. Looks like you were just pretending to be dumb all this time. Too bad it backfired and now the whole internet hates you. How does it feel to be so thoroughly humiliated?" Josie gritted her teeth, once again trying to formulate a comeback. By the time she figured out what to say, it would be too late. So I stepped forward, shielding Josie, and glared at Stella. "No matter what, Josie is the legitimate daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. You don't even have official recognition yet, so what right do you have to mock her?" Stella was taken aback for a second. But a few moments later, she burst out laughing. "If you're going to bluff, at least make it believable." She pointed at Josie. "Her? The heiress of the P group? If she really had that kind of background, do you think she'd be such a nobody?" Josie and I both fell silent for a second. A normal person probably couldn't. But Stella had clearly underestimated just how useless we both were. Stella stepped closer, poking Josie with a sharp fingernail, then me. "You were given a job by the agency, so just do it. Stop trying to pull these stupid stunts. If you cause any more trouble, I can have you blacklisted with a single word. Understand?" Josie's face was pale with anger. "Ms. Song, this is my dressing room. Please leave." We were in a hurry to escape. Stella laughed. "Oh, you want me to leave? Fine." She suddenly stumbled backward, falling out the door. "Josie, Annie, I really just wanted to resolve our issues. I take back what I said about Stella having no acting skills. Right now, her performance was incredible." A single tear rolled down her cheek as Stella choked back a sob. "Even if you don't want to be friends with me, you didn't have to push me, did you?" Not far away, the camera crew, who had been filming extra footage, heard the commotion and rushed over. The live comments went insane. "OMG, did those two witches just push Stella? Someone should really investigate their backgrounds." I bet they were the type of mean girls who bullied people in the school bathroom. Our Stella is too kind. She's a princess who could bully others, but instead, she's the one getting bullied. Where are Nick and Leo? They need to come and stand up for Stella. The director rushed over, asking with concern, Stella, are you hurt? Stella clutched her arm, which had a tiny scrape, and said softly, I'm fine. We can't delay the production. Director, please don't blame Josie and Annie. They were just emotional. I'm sure they didn't mean any harm. The director glanced at Josie and me, then turned back to comfort Stella with a look of disappointment. Stella, you're hurt, and you're still defending them. Why don't you go to the medic to get that looked at? We don't want your family to worry when they arrive for the next segment. Stella nodded and obediently followed a staff member away. The director gave us a cold look. I've called your agent. He'll have a talk with you. Then you can continue filming. Everyone left. It was just Josie and me in the dressing room again. We both looked at her phone. Did you get all that? I asked. Yep, Josie said. It was a case of dumb luck. Josie's phone had perfectly recorded Stella's entire fake fall routine. Josie sat down in front of the camera and looked at her phone. Bro, she started. Her eyes welled up with tears. This is the last time I'll call you that. I still remember when we were kids, you were always getting made fun of because of your leg. I was afraid you'd be lonely, so I pretended to be dumb so I could get made fun of with you. Josie finally broke down, a tear rolling down her nose. The act became real, and I just got dumber and dumber. Now you're so successful. Everyone says you're this amazing CEO. But I'm still a useless dummy. I've embarrassed you. I know you always wanted a smart sister. I don't blame you. From now on, you can let Stella be your sister. Goodbye. Josie finished recording and looked at me. You say a few words too. I was confused. I don't have anything to say to Nick. I mean to Leo. Oh. I looked at the camera. When I imagined Leo watching me through the lens, my eyes turned red too. For the past 5 years, Leo had been really good to me. I was the useless one. I lost all the money he gave me and caused him so much trouble. A tear rolled down my nose too. Leo, thank you for taking care of me for the past 5 years. I know you only agreed to marry me because of our families. But you're so powerful now, you don't need this arrangement anymore. I voluntarily give up our engagement. As your former fiancé, I wish you and your true love a long and happy life together. Thank you for giving me the money to start my career. Even though it seems I'm not doing well in Hollywood either, I'll find a way to pay you back someday. The video was done. Josie and I hugged each other and sobbed. When we were done crying, Josie emailed the video to Nick and Leo. Let's go, she said. The reality show was being filmed on a closed set. If Josie and I just ran out, our agents would spot us immediately and drag us back. But that wasn't a problem for Josie. 10 minutes later, she returned with 2 janitor uniforms. Here, put this on. We changed into the outfits, complete with light blue caps and big white face masks. Perfect. Josie and Annie were dead. In their place were 2 janitors. Using brooms as cover, we started sweeping our way toward the set's exit. The production team didn't notice us, they were busy filming a special segment with Stella. We could hear Stella's voice, full of regret. I really wanted to invite my brother and my boyfriend to the show. But they're both so busy. Leo has to attend his company's new product launch in Paris, so he couldn't make it back in time. My brother has meetings all day today too. He told me he really wanted to come, but the company's board members wouldn't let him. Before she could finish, a production assistant ran over in a panic. Mr. Wilson is here on set. The entire set was stunned. I clearly saw Josie, who was pretending to sweep just a few feet ahead of me, suddenly straighten her back. The assistant wasn't mistaken. Everyone turned to look at the main entrance of the set and saw a Bugatti Divo parked there. It was Nick's exclusive car. A figure emerged from the driver's side. He was an incredibly handsome man in a tailored suit, with broad shoulders and a narrow waist. Before anyone could react, Stella ran over like a gust of wind. "Brother," she said, linking her arm with his affectionately. "I can't believe you canceled your board meeting for me. Those old guys aren't going to give you a hard time, are they?" The man didn't look at Stella. His eyes scanned the entire set. Then, they locked onto the spot right in front of me. Josie flinched and quickly bowed her head, pretending to sweep. But the man strode forward and stood directly in front of her. He didn't speak. The two of them stood in a silent standoff. The cameraman, who had intended to film Nick, had no choice but to follow him as he approached the janitor. Ordinarily, our disguises would have been inconspicuous. But under the glare of high-definition cameras, it was impossible to remain unrecognized. Even though only Josie's eyes were visible, someone in the live comments quickly pointed it out. "Wait a minute, that janitor looks like that guest, Josie. What is she doing in that outfit? Ha ha ha, she just bullied our Stella, and now the real Mr. Wilson is here. She's scared to death and trying to run away. Mr. Wilson sees everything. He's not letting her get away." By now, Josie's spot had become the center of attention. Stella walked over, tugging on the man's sleeve. "Brother, it's okay. I'm not seriously hurt. You don't have to be angry for my sake." Stella was beautiful, and when she smiled and acted cute, most men would fall for it. But the man's expression remained unchanged. He just stood in front of Josie, blocking her path. Josie's visible eyes darted back and forth between the man and Stella, her expression a clear picture of shock. The comments flew. "LMAO, look at her, Josie's eyes are as wide as saucers. She's about to get called out in a huge way. Of course she's terrified. Just a minute ago she was on the show claiming Nick was her brother. Oh my God, if I were her, I'd die of social embarrassment on the spot." At that moment, only I understood Josie's shock. Because this man wasn't Nick at all. It was Luke, his assistant. Luke was officially Nick's assistant, but in reality, he was his right-hand man, handling all sorts of tasks. Nick never allowed his photo to be taken in public, and Luke, who always wore high-end custom suits, had a powerful presence. So, it wasn't surprising that he was often mistaken for Nick. But the problem wasn't Stella supposed to be Mr. Wilson's illegitimate daughter? She couldn't possibly mistake Luke for Nick, could she? Faced with Luke's imposing presence, Josie instinctively tried to slip away. But Luke easily blocked her path with his body. "I'm sorry, you can't leave right now." The direction of the comments started to get weird. One group, Stella's die-hard fans, were cheering Luke on. "Good job, Mr. Wilson. Don't let that evil woman escape. Mr. Wilson is so polite, still using formal language with the person who bullied his sister. Mr. Wilson, blacklist this bully who hurt your precious sister." On the other side, some onlookers were starting to put things together. "Wait, does this guy's voice sound like the person who answered Stella's call earlier?" "Yes. I thought so too. It's that assistant, I think his name was Luke." Stella hadn't noticed anything was wrong at first, but when the man spoke, her face turned deathly pale. She had also recognized his voice as the one from the phone call. However, her clueless fans in the comments were arguing with the onlookers, as if determined to make their idol's humiliation even worse. "Are you deaf? It's clearly not the same voice. This has to be Nick. If he wasn't, why would Stella call him brother?" The next moment, a second car pulled up to the set entrance. Then, a wheelchair came into view. The man in the wheelchair was pushed onto the set. His face was pale and strikingly handsome, like a vampire from a European film. Luke quickly walked over to the wheelchair and bowed his head. "Mr. Wilson." Now, the entire set fell silent. The comments went quiet too. All the people who had just been confidently declaring that Luke was definitely Mr. Wilson were suddenly speechless. Luke pushed the wheelchair forward. Stella stood frozen for a moment, then walked up and said softly to Nick. "Brother, I thought you couldn't make it, so you sent Luke bro ahead." Her fans collectively breathed a sigh of relief. Stella is just polite, so she calls Mr. Wilson's assistant brother, too. A personal assistant like him has probably been with Mr. Wilson for years. It's normal for Stella to call him brother. Nick glanced at Stella. Then he pulled up a video on his phone and compared it to her. He was watching the farewell video Josie had sent him. After confirming that Stella was the person in the video, Nick flicked his eyes at Luke. "Watch her." Luke understood and immediately stood guard next to Stella. As Nick's wheelchair started to move away, Stella tried to follow, but Luke snapped, "Stay put. Behave." It was the same action, stopping someone, but when Luke stopped Josie, it was like a royal guard with a princess. Now, stopping Stella, he was like a prison guard watching an inmate. Terrified by Luke's aura, Stella stood frozen, tears welling in her eyes. Nick pushed his own wheelchair over to Josie. Josie turned her head away, refusing to look at him. Nick paused. "It was my fault," he said. Josie's eyes turned red. Stella's fans in the comments were furious. "Mr. Wilson, that's the person who bullied your sister. Why are you apologizing to her?" Many of the other viewers had already figured it out. Can these fans please use their brains for a second? Do you still think your idol is the Wilson family heiress? Woo, who was it that just said girls these days are always trying to claim random guys as their brother? I think that was Ms. Song. Turns out she's the one who likes to claim other people's brothers. Stella couldn't take it anymore. Ignoring Luke, she shouted at Nick, "Brother." Without even turning his head, Nick's voice turned icy. "Shut your mouth." His tone was completely different from how he spoke to Josie, as if a gentle big brother had suddenly turned into a demon. Stella was stunned into silence. Nick said impatiently, "Old Mr. Wilson is getting on in years. Just because he acknowledges you doesn't mean I do, understand?" After scolding Stella, Nick turned back to the janitor-clad Josie, his voice once again soft and yielding. "I've really never met her. She's the granddaughter of my grandpa's old army buddy. You know how grandpa is now that he's older. Any kid who's a little sweet to him, he'll adopt as a god-grandchild. But I only have one sister. You." Josie turned back to him. She stared at Nick and asked, "Then what were you hiding from me?" Nick coughed, looking down. I accidentally broke the birthday present you gave me." Josie's earlier sadness vanished, replaced by a towering rage. "What?" "Nick, I'm going to kill you." I silently covered my face. Josie had given Nick plenty of birthday presents before, but they were all bought with his money. Last year, for his birthday, Josie had used the first paycheck she ever earned, from playing a villain in a web series. She didn't buy anything for herself. Instead, she bought Nick a jade pendant. She'd even gotten scammed, paying $10,000 for a piece of jade worth a few hundred. But it was supposedly blessed to keep the wearer safe and healthy for life. For Nick, who collected countless priceless, top-grade jadeite pieces, the quality of that pendant was laughably poor. But Nick had been so proud, wearing it every single day. Luke quickly interjected, "A broken object brings peace and safety. Mr. Wilson has already had the pendant repaired." He held out the pendant. Sure enough, Nick had had it reset with gold, beautifully repairing the crack. I finally understood why Leo had known about this too. The master craftsman who did the repair was a friend of Leo's father who lived in a traditional house in H-Town. Leo had commissioned several pieces of jewelry for me from him. Seeing the color finally return to Josie's face, Nick turned his attention back to Stella. "Miss Song, out of respect for your grandfather being my grandfather's old friend, I was going to give you some face. But Josie is the most important person in my life. You should not have bullied her. I have already informed all your partners and sponsors. From now on, anyone who gives you a job is making an enemy of the P group. Stella's hands clenched the fabric of her dress. A single, tragic tear rolled down her face, her expression full of defiance. Why? Just because Josie is your real sister, you can blacklist me for her? The P group isn't the only company in the business world. Besides, this is H-Town, not your J-City. I don't believe you can call all the shots here. As if in response to her words, the production assistant rushed in again. Leo's private jet just landed at a nearby airport. Leo was indeed supposed to be in Paris for a product launch today. The company had issued a press release. But clearly, he had flown straight back. Stella's fans erupted in cheers. Leo is back, thank God. He must have heard that Stella was being bullied. Go get Leo. As the top dog in H-Town, you can't lose to Nick on your own turf. Nick is just some cripple. He's no match for Leo. Amidst the high anticipation, Leo's Maybach screeched to a halt at the set entrance. Leo practically jumped out of the car before it had fully stopped. He strode in and kicked Nick's wheelchair. I suspect if Luke hadn't been there to stop him, he might have even kicked Nick's good leg. In the live comments, Stella's fans cheered him on in unison. Leo is furious. Who does Nick think he is in H-Town? How dare he blacklist Leo's girlfriend? Leo, hurry up and defend our Stella. Otherwise, she's going to be bullied to death by these rich heirs. Leo glared at Nick. And Nick, usually so imposing, guiltily averted his gaze, not daring to meet Leo's eyes. See, Nick is scared of Leo. The Wilsons are just a business family. The Smiths have political connections. Money has to bow to power. Stella stepped forward and stood behind Leo, creating the image of him protecting her. Leo, Stella began. Get lost, Leo snapped. The pitiful, innocent expression Stella had just managed to conjure froze on her face. Leo's eyes were like ice. The fact that you, coincidentally, ran into me at the Bulgari Hotel and then arranged for paparazzi to secretly take photos, of course, I saw through it. The only reason I didn't expose you immediately, Leo pointed at Nick, was because this idiot told me that a little scandal might make Annie jealous and care about me more. The idiot in question, faced with a furious Leo, didn't dare say a single word in his own defense. It was Luke who sighed beside them. Honestly, Leo, you've only ever been in one relationship. Why on earth would you take advice from Mr. Wilson, who has never even dated anyone? So, it turned out Josie and I weren't the only clueless ones. So were Leo and Nick. All of this happened in a flash. The comments section was completely stunned. After a long pause, someone tentatively asked. So, are Stella and Leo actually dating or not? Are you that slow? It's pretty obvious from what he just said that they're not. No way, if they weren't, why would they be going into a hotel together? LMAO, the delusional fans are still in denial. The Bulgari has hundreds of rooms. They walked into the hotel lobby together, not the same room. Exactly. The only reason people misunderstood is because Stella herself jumped to confirm it. Guys, did I hear that right? I think I just caught a keyword, Annie. You heard right, I heard it too. Leo said he wanted to make Annie jealous. So Annie isn't a Stalker fan, she's Leo's actual girlfriend? Oh my God, what is wrong with people like Stella? First, she tries to steal someone's brother, then their boyfriend. The entertainment industry has become a mess I don't even recognize anymore. Leo wasn't paying attention to the comments anymore. His eyes were red, and he looked like he was about to fall apart. This was the first time I had ever seen Leo so undone. Annie's gone, he said. I don't know where to find her. I didn't treat her right. The onlookers in the comments section were filled with sympathy. Oh my God, I feel like Leo is about to break. Annie, if you're watching, can you please have some pity on him? Whatever he did wrong, we'll help you yell at him. Just come back to him. Hiding in my corner, I fell into deep thought. Of course, I was moved. But I honestly couldn't figure out how to stage a grand, public reconciliation with Leo while dressed as a janitor. At this critical moment, Luke spoke up again. He pointed at Josie in her janitor uniform and gave Leo a subtle hint. Leo, perhaps if you take a look at our young lady's attire for the day, it might give you some inspiration in your search for Miss Annie. Leo's head snapped up. His gaze swept the room like an infrared scanner. A few seconds later, he found me and pulled me out of my hiding spot. And so, I, in my janitor uniform, was reunited with Josie, in her janitor uniform, right in front of the cameras. We were both curling our toes in embarrassment, while the viewers were completely bewildered. Can someone please explain to me what they are doing? Is this some kind of special bonus scene arranged by the director? I don't think so. Look at the director's face, he's just as shocked as we are. Leo looked down at me. I'm sorry, he said. I'll never try to make you angry again. His voice was so gentle it made me start to sniffle. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I didn't make you feel how much I like you. I really, really like you. I just always feel like I'm not good enough for you. Leo smiled, his eyes still red. He ruffled my hair. Silly girl, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. Do you know what the most relaxing part of my day is? It's coming home after a long day of meetings and seeing you waiting by the big tree at the gate, pointing and telling me, look, the little ants are moving house. I've met so many brilliant, perfect people. I don't think that's rare. What's truly rare are the people who are kind, warm, and love the world with a sort of simple, goofy innocence. The entire set was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Many people's eyes were red, like rabbits. Leo pulled out a very, very large diamond ring. Annie, will you marry me? Through my tears, I said, but I'm so dumb. I'll cause you so much trouble. Leo kissed my cheek. My love, he said, I hope you'll cause me trouble for the rest of my life. A long time later, Josie and I were talking about it again. Why are there people like Stella in the world? Even dummies like us would never go around claiming other people's brothers and boyfriends. Josie thought for a moment. Maybe it's because there are too many dummies like us. She claimed them, we believed her, so she just kept doing it. It dawned on me. Oh, so it's our fault. Stella had certainly gained a lot from faking her connections. Everyone had thought she had a powerful background, so even when they had complaints, they kept quiet, afraid to offend her. But after her spectacular downfall, many people started coming forward to expose her diva behavior and bullying. The director said on set that a slap could be faked, but she changed it to a real one at the last minute. She hit so hard, the extra's ear was almost permanently damaged. She had tons of paparazzi and gossip bloggers on her payroll. Whenever another actress was up for the same role, she'd immediately start spreading nasty rumors about them. She even bullied a rookie backstage at a press conference, throwing the girl's dress into dirty water so she couldn't go on stage. Amidst the flood of exposes, Stella quietly left the entertainment industry. She started drinking heavily. When she got drunk at nightclubs, she would shout that she was the princess of the industry and that anyone who crossed her would meet a terrible end. She'd get thrown out by security. After that, we never heard any news about her again. Leo and I got married. He found all the fan art I had saved on my phone from when I was shipping him with Stella. Ah, so my little love likes me with puppy ears. And she also likes it when I'm tied up. Does my love like handcuffs? I'll have someone buy some. Whenever Leo had free time, he would spend it with me. When he was working, I would go find Josie. Josie and I started a lifestyle stream together, broadcasting our daily lives. The name of the show is Finding Spring with the Dummies. It gets great viewership and brings in an income. We've finally become successful women with our own careers. Viewers are always asking us to share stories about our friendship. I thought about it and said, I'll tell you a secret. Josie isn't actually that dumb. She became dumb so she could be my friend. Josie actually had a chance to get smart. Back then, Nick hired 8 tutors for her to cram for exams. One time, Josie got 20th in the class rankings. The teacher moved her seat to the middle of the classroom, leaving me all alone in the back row. Josie was afraid I'd be lonely, so she kept turning around to talk to me. She got yelled at by the teacher. So on the next exam, Josie placed 42nd. And yes, you guessed it, I was 43rd. Josie was moved back to the last row, right next to me again. The viewers went to Josie to verify. Annie said you intentionally failed your exams to stay with her. Is that true? Josie said, don't listen to her nonsense. That test was just really hard. Perhaps the truth doesn't really matter anymore. What matters is that someone loves you, someone understands you, and someone is afraid of you being lonely. Someone who, in a world full of hedgehogs, is willing to show you their soft belly. Here's to hoping that every one of us finds our own spring.